Okay, so last time we, as Thomasina Bateman, took a train to Bewlay in order to excavate Hobs Barrow. The locals didn't like us there.
Where are you travelling to today?
That would be none of your business, young lady.
Quite.
None of them.
I take it you are not enamoured with the railway station.
Bewlay's gonna be swarming with outsiders, like you. We don't want you coming here.
And then we bump into a priest who stumbles towards me and wants me to cut his hand and open blood from his arm or something. I mean, I don't really know. Let's just have a look.
The priest. What's he doing?
Oh, here we go. We're back with this mad priest who just collapsed and spewed on the floor, and now he wants me to cut him and release blood. So I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, it's pretty weird. We'll see what's going on.
The vicar looks dreadfully ill.
Oh yeah.
Are you sure this is the only way, Father?
I beg you. It's the only cure for this torturous malady.
Oh, you've got some sort of mad blood
I
disease.
don't wish to look too closely.
Yeah, let's not look at the sick. That's really weird.
The vicar's spectacles. Ouch! The broken lens is extremely sharp.
We'll use this condom.
This handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I hope she will understand.
I doubt she will. You're
This should
cutting open a
work.
priest. Let's go see the vicar. Sorry.
Are you sure this is the only way, Father?
I beg you. It's the only cure for this torturous malady.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
I shall do as you ask, Father.
Oh God. There's sticks in there. It's all gone Blair Witch. You alright now, Father? Now we cut your hands open. Is that fine for you?
Thank the Lord for my spare pair. God bless you.
How's your
I
arm?
already feel quite better.
I'm glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated. I'm Frederick Roach, vicar of St. Edmund's Church.
He seems pretty
My name is
harmless.
Thomasina Bateman. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, options, eh? Just ask him about himself because he's weird, and maybe he'll tell us why he wants us to cut his hand open.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry, that's all. I like
Bullshit.
to pick blackberries for my supper, you see. They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
Are you from Bewlay
Are you from
originally?
Moody originally?
I was born in our very own St. Edmunds. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged. And lo, did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
I bet it smelled like pew.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
Hobs Barrow?
What do you know of Hobs Barrow?
I can't say I've heard of it.
It's
Oh,
supposedly a famous local
another
landmark.
liar.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewlay.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewlay on his behalf.
Thank you, Father. Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me so.
Capital. Thank you.
Just
Capital.
let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
Let's
I'm ready
go.
to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Hey, just don't start breaking down and having to have to cut your head off just to make you feel better. You're absolute fucking weirdo.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me.
Oh, here we go. Oh my god, there's that creepy bird.
Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes, write sorrow on the bosom of the earth.
Shakespeare.
Let's choose executors, and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite.
Ah.
Which play?
It's definitely not Macbeth. It's not Hamlet, I don't think. Definitely not Macbeth.
Richard II?
Correct.
Yeah, man.
You are well read, Miss Bateman. Studying the work of the bard is one of my favourite pastimes. Follow me. Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
I
I
find them rather desolate.
Really? I disagree.
Well,
The
fucking
beauty
I'm
of
right.
God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith?
Well, desolation
Some
can
look
be
at these
beautiful.
moors
Look at
and
Fallout
think
3.
this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
I just keep lying. I bet they're all sketchy and like sort of telling me tales and lying, so I'm just gonna keep lying to them all the way through. The lies are on.
Yes.
I sensed a hesitation there.
No, I believe in...
Come now, I will not bring the fire and brimstone upon you for speaking your truth.
Well, I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
You're lost in a barrow. Oh my god, what's this?
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain. Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good. Now, let's see your father.
is crying. Mummy? Mummy? Daddy, wake up!
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst Manor. He will have a nurse by his side at all times, I can assure you. What sort of god would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Those moors are desolate. I mean, look at them. Where's this guy taking me? Hello?
Hello?
What is this? Is this a scarecrow? Oh, it's gone.
She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewlay.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this. Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
Yeah, let's get away from the devil's toe, please.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape. All the while Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Oh God, he's wanna
Please don't tell Mrs.
cut up his balls or
about
something.
my little scene in the woods. She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you. You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
I'm rather fond of this colour. Perhaps Mr. Shoulder and I share similar taste. A sweet little hen, plump and well groomed.
No sign of life?
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned. Mr. Shoulder? Is Thomasina Bateman here? I'm here in Bewlay as discussed.
Maybe try again. His hearing probably isn't the best at his age.
Mr. Shoulder, are you home? It appears Mr. Shoulder is not at home. Curses.
Perhaps you could try the handle?
Yeah, it's break in.
It's locked.
Oh. Let's go on the back, see if we can break in through there. No?
Do you know anything else about the Devil's Toe?
Not really. I do recall it toppling over when I was a child. A few lads from Bewlay rebuilt it to the best of their memories.
The devil mustn't have been happy.
Come now, my child. Do not joke about such matters.
What do you make of Mr. Shoulder's residence?
A sturdy construction, I'm in no doubt. The winds blow a gale out here, not to mention the pelting rain.
At least he must have plenty of eggs to eat.
Awful creatures, those hens.
Is there a Mrs. Shoulder?
No, I believe Mr. Shoulder has led a life of celibacy.
Do you know that young girl we saw?
No, but I've seen her sneaking around the churchyard. The poor thing is feral. She takes off at the slightest. We will bring the Lord to her. Good time.
Perhaps she has her own beliefs. You said there were others like her.
Primitive folk. Avoid the moors in hours of darkness and don't wander too far. I wouldn't entrust a young woman in their company.
Thank you for your time.
Lord...
I've come a long way to meet you, Mr. Shoulder. Please open the door. Mr. Shoulder continues to prove himself elusive.
Let's grab one of his check-ins and just stuff it through the window. See what goes on. Just cause some sort of rumpus. Maybe I'll wear his trousers and pretend to be him and pop round and just
A
speak to the
pair of
priest.
thick...
Can we have these trousers?
The trousers feel damp, fresh. That glove looks familiar.
Oh, it's the white glove.
I wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow.
Bet you it does.
That glove... I wonder if it matches... That glove... That... I wonder if it matches... Slightly damp. Slightly damp.
I have a similar one myself. So very warm.
It was raining last night as well, wasn't it?
The window is much too high. A sweet little... Mr. Shoulder has...
There.
I've no desire to lug a block of... Mr. Shoulder has stacked blocks of wood neatly beneath this small lean-to.
There.
Huh? What's
Mr.
he saying
Shoulder
over there?
has stacked
What you
blocks
keep
of
saying,
wood
priest?
neatly
Something
beneath
about wood.
this small lean-to.
Very neat and tidy.
She don't give up, does she?
Mr. Shoulder continues to prove... Why don't...
I know I must love all of God's creatures, but they make such an unholy ruckus, and they're
But they mean no harm. And they provide eggs.
I cannot abide hen's eggs. They smell of sulphur when rotten.
What else do you know about Mr. Shoulder?
A reclusive man. I must say I know very little about him.
Does he attend services at St. Edmund's?
Not regularly, if at all these days.
Perhaps he feels closer to God out here on the moors. What do you make of Mr. Shoulder's
A sturdy... The winds blow a gale out here, not to mention the pelting rain.
At least he must have plenty of eggs to eat.
Awful creatures, those hens.
St. Edmund's is a fine building.
Thank you for saying so. It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a
Oh,
hand.
this is just
to the
getting
Lord's
boring
name.
now. What's going on here? Just get out of here.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
I've only just got here.
Well, we can't get in here.
No sign of any movement. What can you tell me about Bewlay?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the new station has received a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work, you see.
You mentioned that Mrs. de Plancy is worried about something at the moment.
Mrs. de Plancy will tell you in good time, if she deems it fit to do so.
What is your favourite of Shakespeare's works? An unusual choice.
All gold and silver, rather
A fine quote.
Oh, I missed what he said. Never mind.
What more can you tell me of these primitive folk?
Well, they're primitive.
Don't concern yourself with them. They live out there on the very edges of this land. If you don't wander too far, you shouldn't cross their path.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of his spirit.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be...
I have nothing else.
Hold up.
Mr. Shoulder can... Slightly damp.
I have a similar one myself. So...
That glove looks familiar. I wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow. That glove... I wonder if it That glove... I wonder if... The gloves are a pair. Does this mean Mr. Shoulder was in the alley last night? Why didn't he come inside to see me?
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child. I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewlay?
No, I'm gonna have a look around.
No, you go ahead, Father. Thank you.
As you wish. Farewell, Miss Bateman. I hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
My pleasure.
Enough Shakespeare.
I see you tire of my quotations. Lord be with you.
Well, Mr. Shoulder, you've brought me to Bewlay, and now you're nowhere to be found. I'll just have to find Hobs Barrow myself. Mr. Shoulder As I trudged back to Bewlay across those cold moors, I made a new resolution. I would find Hobs Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder. The train! That must be Kenneth. I should...
If you fuck up this thing, Thomasina Bateman, then you're gonna have to shoulder the blame. Ha 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 ha. What's going on there?
The moors stretch into the distance. I don't wish to wander aimlessly. I'd better not touch them. They could be poisonous. Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister. Today she dances with angels.
That's Arthur's.
John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence. Joseph Davis. Samuel Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven. Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby. William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart.
Well, Bill Paxton, out of, Terminator and Aliens. And what was the other one? Great actor. Right, look at a map.
She has a puckish little face. Good day, little one. What's your name?
Wally took Myrtle.
Pardon?
He took her and ran off.
Oh,
I
did he?
hate him.
Is Myrtle one of your dolls?
Yes.
Oh.
My favourite. Mummy made her for me. She's so beautiful. Wally is the worst brother in the whole world.
Well, his name's Wally.
I'm sorry to hear
He's
that.
going to be a Wally.
What is your name, little one?
Jane.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Jane. My name is Thomasina. Have you heard of a place called Hobs
Let's
Barrow?
creep this kid out now.
I have, yes.
You have?
We aren't supposed to talk about it.
Why not?
Would you like to go there?
Yes, I would very much like to.
I'll tell you where it is if you find Myrtle for me.
You will?
Yes! But don't tell anyone about it or I'll be told off.
Deal.
I promise.
Please find Myrtle first. I miss her.
I will. Why did your brother take Myrtle away?
He's just jealous because Daddy is letting me come with him to the market tomorrow. Wally thinks I'm Daddy's favourite, so he took Myrtle from me. What if he rips her to tatters? What if he feeds her to Mr. Bryden's goat?
Don't worry, Jane. I'm sure he wouldn't do such a thing. Where did your brother go?
I don't know. Home, maybe. But I have to wait here for Myrtle's friends to dry out.
This is a lovely little beck.
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and cleaning.
Where do you live?
Our home is on the... Or maybe he's left her out on the moors. Poor Myrtle. I'm going to kick him so hard.
Your dolls look lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their bath day.
Oh.
Where do you live?
Our home is maybe one... Or maybe he's left poor Myrtle. I'm going to kick him.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
The delicate flowers smell rather sweet. Sweet little flower. The delicate flowers smell... I do enjoy the charm of a... The water is icy. The water is icy cold. I don't think anyone is home.
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril.
Bugger off!
Let me in.
Ah,
I
the
got whiskey.
unmistakable charm of old Cyril.
One more for the road.
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril. Good day.
Yes?
My name is Thomasina.
George Crozier. Can I help you?
Are you a Bewlay native, Mr. Crozier?
Aye, born and bred. That's where my father's forge before mine.
Do you know a man by the name of Leonard Shoulder?
Oh, aye. Old Leonard.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not recently.
Do you know where he lives?
Why all these questions, lass?
I need to speak with him. He invited me to...
Oh, I believe he lives somewhere out on the moors. Can't tell you out more than...
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. How is business faring?
I'll do you a fair price.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. Do you know of a local landmark named Hobs Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on the moors, lass. Too many to put a name to. Not a soul in Bewlay pays them any mind.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
He was a nice fellow.
A local dwelling. I don't think anyone is home.
Oh, whatever it is. I mean, where is there to go? Where are they all? There's nowhere else to go. They should be in the house.
No one here.
Often in the woods performing weird
Hello?
rituals. Oh, it's Douglas again.
Yes?
Are you sure you know nothing of Hobs Barrow?
That like a wheelbarrow?
Never mind. That's a great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crozier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
The what?
What is the lantern worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all.
Come back?
John
Well, it's
Lantern
been
thought he killed
before.
it at the River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so
Oh my
fast
God,
I
he's
thought
gonna
I
get
would
that
fly.
girl.
Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all fight.
Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
Mr. Crozier shouldn't be promising such things. Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
I'll be a master swordsman by then.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
Do you like living in Bewlay?
Yeah, I do.
I'm from a long way away.
You must have come on the train. I love watching all the steam puff up into the sky.
Have you been on the train yourself?
No, miss. Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewlay.
Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with her on the train.
No, I need to stay and protect Bewlay from the lantern worm.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Good day.
Oh, you know, we're laughing
yes.
now, but when the lantern worm comes and he just saves us from it, you know, fucking our local hero. You become the mayor. Mayor Douglas.
Are you sure? You know, I really must find...
I'm sure.
Do you know a man named
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
I don't think anyone is home.
God, I love this exploring for this quaint little town. Just seeing who's about. I say, bang the door down.
I don't think anyone is home.
Fuck that guy. He was giving me grief before, so sod him.
Hello there. My name's Thomasina.
Yeah?
What's yours?
Wally?
That's Wally.
Jane tells me you've taken Myrtle away.
And what if I did?
That's a bit mean, don't you think?
I'm gonna slap
Kick me!
the hell out of
Look at
you.
this bruise on my leg.
That does look quite bad. Why did she kick you?
Because she's a little goblin. You don't know what she can be like. Besides, Myrtle is gone now. I've given her to the fair folk. That'll teach her.
Who are the fair folk?
The little people of the moors. I gave Myrtle to them.
Little people? You don't mean fairies, do you?
We call them fair folk round here.
Wally, there is no such thing as fairies.
It's two, and I gave them a doll.
Where can I find these fair folk?
Follow the tinkle of their tiny bells. I hear them when the wind dies. They dance around their little house.
But where is this little house?
Just listen for the bells, you'll find it. Don't think about bringing that doll back. That'll just bring bad luck for all of us.
Have you heard of a place called Hobs Barrow?
No,
Do you know a man?
no.
Goodbye.
Come on, let's go bang this door down as well, Thomasina.
Nobody home.
Where did they all go? They'd all have been a band somewhere with like 17 candles lit and all wearing hoods. Speaking in riddles. Oh my
The road
god.
disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland. Hello? Do you know where I can find Hobs Barrow?
Not to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows then?
Don't concern yourself.
What can you tell me about Bewlay?
Not much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see. Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know out about no Leonard Shoulder.
What do you do around here?
Hey up, you're not scared of sticking your neb in. I look after the churchyard. Dig the graves.
What can you tell me about the church?
Aye, it's a church.
Quite. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Hello?
Good day.
Are you sure you don't know where
Hobbs, what?
Never mind. Your cakes.
I can. You'll not find better in the entire...
Father Roach... Tell me about yourself, Mrs. Duplancy.
About me? What would you possibly want to know about me? I've been attending St. Edmund's Church my whole life. I always want to help where I can, so I sell my baked goods and all the proceeds go to its upkeep. This place means so much to me.
What can you tell me about...
Isn't it the It's been standing here since the 12th. The box pews in the nave are very fine and date back to the 17th century. The door is open if you'd like to worship.
Thank you, Mrs. Duplancy. Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Goodness me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans.
Let's go see if God knows what we gotta do. Should we steal that?
Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it. Maybe I can reunite it with its owner.
A likely story, you're having that. I know you're up
I've no
to.
time for such things. Locked. Locked as well. I think they all might be. Stained glass depictions of various biblical scenes. Those have seen better days.
Just wanted to come in and have a look at them shitty flowers for a sec.
It's locked.
Let's go back in here where that priest went nuts.
I shall see you later this evening.
What the hell's going on here?
Well, I say. Greetings, my dear.
Hello, sir.
A pause on your beauty, for I shall see you again soon.
Wait!
Oh,
Some nerve.
Dracula or something.
Lady, you're blushing.
I most certainly am not.
Sorry, lass. No way through here today.
Says who?
Lord Panswick. Now get back before you find yourself under a falling tree.
My name is Thomasina Bateman.
Oh, aye? You're not from round here, Thomasina Bateman.
No, just visiting. What is your name, sir?
Horace.
Are you in charge here?
I am indeed.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? We're chopping down trees.
There is no need to be sarcastic.
We're employed by Lord Panswick. He's ordered us to gather logs from his woods. That's what we're doing.
Do you know where I can find a place called Hobs Barrow?
Never heard of it.
Who is Lord Panswick?
Our governor.
He's the governor of the whole town.
All right.
He lives in Bewlay.
Aye, not far away. But his lordship doesn't like questions. Now please leave us to our work.
Thanks for your time.
We'll be done by tomorrow morning. Come back then if you want to explore the woods.
I'll let him get on with his work. I'll let him.
Lass, as
Oh.
I told you, there's no way down the path today.
I tried. Can't say I didn't try. Come on, Thomasina. Let's see what we can find and discover in the future. So you've never seen her. Let's wander out onto the moors just for a laugh. No. Oh.
Have you found Myrtle?
Wally told me you kicked him. Is that true?
Wally is a liar. He took Myrtle and ran. He's such a little shit.
You shouldn't really kick your brother, even when he does deserve it. Wally told me he's given Myrtle to the fair folk.
Now I'll never see her again.
There, child. I'll get your doll back, don't worry. Where can I find the...
Wally,
How so?
Oh.
they'll put a hex on you.
Jane, I'm quite sure there is no such thing as fair folk.
Don't let them hear you say that, miss.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
No, miss.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
What's this shit? If they attack me with... What are they going to attack me with? Hexes? I'll just use that and ward them off. I know what's going on. I say, oh, lovely little walk there. Where to go? Let's just knock this door again.
I don't think anyone is home.
No one's ever home.
Margaret's Lookout. Or was. A fine spot to take a rest.
The moors, they stretch out for miles. They're creepy and wild, and a strange child lurks out there. The moors, it could be yours. I really like this game. There's an atmosphere about it which just tickles me, man. Oh, let's go, Thomasina.